this is another badge that I probably don't deserve, but I'm going to give it to myself on the part of a technicality. So in high school, I took a class called recreational sports, and basically you just play a bunch of recreational sports. Usually there's something boring like, I don't know. And one of the things that we learned how to do was like alternative sort of sports. Like it was like circus sports. Like but there were like 3 different things to choose from. And all I know is I ended up choosing juggling because I thought, fuck, that seems like the easiest. They all seem terrible. And the catch was you had to learn one of these 3 shticks. And if you mastered them, if you happen to master yours, you could learn another one. But basically, the idea was you had to learn this thing, and then you had to perform it in front of the entire class. Now, you could either do like the most complicated one, like the master one, and like earn extra points, or you could just do the basic one. And then, I think you could also do a mixed match if you wanted for extra. Like instead of just doing 1 master, you could do like 2 basics and get the same amount of bonus points or whatever. So, anyways, I chose juggling. Now, where the point that this gets on a technicality is I never really got to the point where I could juggle balls. Balls. If you don't know, usually when you start learning how to juggle, you start with little cloths, like little scarves, and they teach you how, and I actually still kind of know some of the movements, and it's still kind of somewhat in my head. So, technically, I did learn how to juggle. I had the formation and everything down. It's just, there wasn't enough time for me to fully grasp how to do it with, like, solid objects coming down. I don't know why. My reflexes aren't entirely the greatest, and as I've gotten older, I've actually become more of a fucking klutz, so there's no way I can learn how to do it now. But back then, I kind of started to get the hang of it, but I just didn't have enough time. So, I did learn how to juggle. I know the form, or at least I used to know the form, and so I could juggle scarves for you, but that was the extent of my abilities, was just scarves. Actually, funny story about that, I did go into air traffic control, and if any of you know what air traffic control is, it is like a hobby sport place. One of the things that they do have there is things for juggling. They got like bowling ball pins, and like scarves and all that sort of things. So usually you go in there and you just fuck around because nobody really gives a shit. You just kind of go in there to kill time and just see all the weird like hobbies that they are selling. And so one of the times that me and my friends went in there, I actually I was trying to juggle. And the scarves. I was trying to remember how to juggle scarves. And one of the guys came over to me, or just as I was about to, and was like, "Oh, are you interested in juggling? You want me to show you how?" I was like, no, I learned how to do it in high school, actually. And then I started doing it, and he's like, "Oh," or some shit like that. I was like fucking around, and then like the guy like came over, and was like, "You want me to show you how to do that?" I was like, no, I think I got it. I just had to remember how to do it. And then all of a sudden I was juggling scarves again. I was like, and then as soon as I was excited about remembering how to fucking juggle scarves again, I dropped it and was like, well, that was a short-lived victory.